Good morning, afternoon, and evening, Supercoach Elites. Welcome back to another Supercoach Elites podcast, proudly sponsored by the Patreons at patreon.com/SCE Elites and our mates at supercoachchampion.com. My name's Corey, and as always, alongside me is the Bonfz Express.
Choo-choo! That's right, Corey. The Bonfz Express is back. And thank fuck there is no more football, Corey. I don't know about you, but I needed fucking a few days off, that's for sure. What round are we up to? Does it make it 13?
Yep, I
think we're up to 13. So, yeah. Corey, before we have a bit of round 13 chat, mate, where can listeners hit us up on social media?
Find us on Twitter and Patreon at /SC Elites. Find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Twitter. No, iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube at Supercoach Elites. Bonfz, you're not wrong. I was almost footed out, mate. It was a bit weird. There was a lot, and then trying to do a podcast with no break, and I was having a chat with a couple of the patrons last night. I'm like, oh my god, thank fuck we got a couple of days off, just to kind of go back to a bit of normality, especially with recording the potty and shit, because it was hard to get something up with not much studying. Those runs where you have a couple of losses or you don't score as well as you want to, and then you have that frustration of trying to fix your team, and the Supercoach opens straight away and you can't be fucked with it, and yeah, but look, it's good to be back to a little bit of normality. 13 coming up. What have we got this week? And that's it till finals?
I think so, yeah. Round 14 is finals. So we've got 14, 15. No, 15 is the week off, isn't it? 14, 16, 17, 18 are the weeks of finals now.
So that, I think I wrote, I did. I was going to say, I think I wrote it down. So in the finals, what do we play? We've got 2 rounds of best 18 and 2 rounds of full squads.
Something like that, yeah.
So in the next 3 weeks, including the week off, we've got 3 games of full squads and 2 rounds of best 18. It's going to be a bit weird, isn't it? Finals with best 18.
Well, it won't be weird for me, Corey, because I won't be making any fucking finals leagues. But
well, apparently you might make the Supercoach Cup final.
Well, it is the only thing I care about, Corey.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Kick off, Rooks. I mean, there's not too much. What do we got? Foot, Guevara, Nicholas Reed. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
You looking at anyone?
I think it is. Nah, man. To be honest, I haven't had a look at any of these guys. I think, I heard in the Patreon. Well, I didn't hear Corey, but I saw one name and it just triggered the fuck out of me. I saw some fucking cockhead in there today, Corey. Write the name Cottrell. That Cottrell is Cottrell option. Now, Corey can verify, if you need this story verified, I can verify it. But the amount of times I said, you fucking rang a cunt dog fucker during that Carlton Fremantle game.
And
because
we've dropped the C-bomb.
No, fair income, Corey. Because that piece of shit couldn't do fuck all with the ball. If he's not dropped for that team, I'm borderline going to cut up my membership, Corey. I've had enough of that little fucker. He's fucking shit.
Mate, you can't change a winning team.
Yeah, well, yeah, just do not bring in that fucking stupid dog. Seriously, Corey. Yeah, we lose one ranger this week in Sicily. We don't need to bring in another one in Cottrell. They fucking burn us, Corey, and pun implied, they fucking burn us.
Very good. I'm not sure if that's racist or sexist.
No, well, they can't be considered racist, Corey.
Yeah, Rangers are a race, aren't they?
Well, they'd like to believe that.
Yeah. Bit of rumours Will Gould might make his appearance this week for Dane Rampy as well.
Man, I've heard this Will Gould. I reckon like every week. Yeah, he's going to play. He's going to play. He doesn't show up.
Wouldn't mind some Ling Ling to come back.
You got him?
Yeah, I do. It's killing me. Yeah, I got Ling Watson and Fisher McCasey.
I'll tell you now, Bytel might be one though if he maintains his spot. I know I didn't personally go get him, Corey, because I was fucking paranoid he was going to get dropped.
Yeah.
So I went and got fucking Hosey, which was just a shit. Well, probably definitely shitter actually. So maybe Bytel you can sort of throw into the mix there as well. But and now this week coming, we don't get teams on Thursday apart from the Friday night teams, I believe.
Correct.
Isn't that correct? So you said earlier on now we're going back to normality, but teams are still dropping 24 hours before the or 6:30, whatever it is, the night before the game. So, you're saying normality. Maybe this is the COVID norm, Corey. I've heard that term fucking 1,700 times this month. I reckon that might just be the COVID norm in Supercoach at the moment, which is shit. I mean, how do you fucking predict any of this? So going into the Carlton game on Friday, at least we're going to know if Kavara's named, I guess. And but the problem is, I mean, Dogs haven't really got anyone else, neither do Melbourne. And then we're just kind of taking guesses then, aren't we? I mean, there is a big chunk of games obviously on that day, but I think you know what I'm talking about here, Corey.
Yeah, yeah. It is going to be tough. So what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 games on the Saturday. I don't understand why, if it's during a normal week, they've got some time off, why they have to go back to the 24-hour.
It's a fucking joke, Corey. So who are those names you mentioned before? Because you got Bytel, he's playing on Sunday, so you're not
Yep.
going to be able to. You're not going to know that till Saturday.
You had Nicholas Reed, who's
Yep,
got the
he's a
Sunday
Sunday
game.
game. Yep.
Who's the other one?
Kavara was Saturday.
Foot's is Saturday night.
Yep, Saturday. So we'll
And
know them two
Kavara.
Friday. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got a couple players that we're going to know on Friday, kind of prior to the Carlton Gold Coast bounce. But I'll tell you the other good thing about this new COVID norm fixture, Corey. That footy game, 7:50 on a Friday. I cannot tell you how much that fucking pleases me. These 6:10 fucking start games.
Yeah,
These
don't
seven.
like that.
It's so fucking early. Fair
Yeah.
income.
Other than a Sunday, no game should be before 7 o'clock.
Oh, man. I've hated this fixture, and I'm a big Brian Taylor fan when he came out and said he's people are going to get sick of it. And I think I preempted this. I was not a fan of this fucking 20 days in a row. I'll tell you the one weird feeling though, Corey, was not being able to drop a same game multi today. Though it does feel a little bit weird. It's
Oh,
7:45, and I
NBA was
haven't.
on this morning.
Yeah, no, well, not a keen sort of follower of the sport, Corey. So the same game. Oh, Sportsbet are probably missing out a little bit.
What, women's Russian tennis overseas?
So shame I didn't find anything on the darts.
Yeah, there you go.
Got to go on the darts.
But no, yeah. Look, it's super confusing. Have you? I don't know if you would have. Have you had a look at strategy or anything? I mean, you're not making finals, so it's kind of tough to ask you. Don't mean to whack you there, Bonfz,
No,
while you're
that's all
down,
right.
but you've got teams that are coming up. So obviously, first round of finals, Adelaide and Brisbane. If you're outside the top four, you probably shouldn't really be targeting too many players from then. Collingwood, Richmond in that round 16 too. Like, that's nasty. You probably don't want to be looking at it, bringing in any of those players. Like, for those who are looking at short down back, or if you're looking at Maynard or Crisp or whoever may pop up, midfielders. A lot of people looking at Taylor Adams. You'd probably want to, kind of bypass them for finals. Either look at someone who's already had the bye, or I don't mind bringing in someone who's got the round 15 bye either. Geelong, Gold Coast North, Port, St Kilda, Western Bulldogs, they could have that week off, be rested, fresh as a daisy, and come back into it. Would you take into any consideration into that for those that are playing for league and still have trades?
Yeah, 100%. Because is round 15 the week off league games? Isn't
Correct.
it?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the one you want, I think. So who'd you say has got the bye that week? So you got Freo. So you've got McRae. You got Bontempelli, whose last 3 games has put together some serious numbers and still available at sub 600k. You've got Duncan. You've got Dangerfield. You've got Bailey Smith floating around. You've got Tom Stewart in that bye.
Yep.
And then that doesn't include players like
Greenwood.
fucking Greenwood, and Simpkin. Simpkin would have the week off that week as well. So if you don't have these kind of plays, for sure, particularly if you're league focused, Corey, and you couldn't give a stuff about the overall, which is what me and you tend to sort of run with here. I'm without a doubt bringing in those kind of guys there to fill in those premium positions.
Yeah, and the reason I bring that up too is especially because I'm looking at the Sicily trade. I got to do something with Sicily, and I've had a look at going up to Lloyd. I've had a look at sidewaysing. You've got players like Ryan around the same price. For those that don't have Riddles, Haynes, there's a lot of good defenders out there. I suppose, like I said, avoid probably the Collingwood players, avoid the Richmond players. I mean, if you're just playing for a league, like, and you don't have Rory Laird, you probably avoid Rory Laird, because of week 1 of that final series, and potentially look at him as the last
week
upgrade
2, isn't
somewhere. No, that's week 1. He's out. He's out for the round 14.
Sorry.
There. Yep.
Gotcha.
And so someone like Tom Stewart, and I was talking about this today. I mean, not only is he going to get me cash, and this is where my trade's going. I've spent probably the last 24 hours looking at this completely. It's you're banking 100 grand almost, maybe just under, and you get a player that's going to have that rest. So I just think that round 15 bye is going to come at a perfect time for your Supercoach final series.
Yeah, look, and it's really nice because you've got a big chunk of teams, players that we've been talking about all year, and some of the best in their position. So I really like that, and then they can get complemented by your Essendons and Melbournes who already had the bye, your Carlton, your Hawthorn, Freo, West Coast, Sydney, GWS. I think they're all the teams that have had the bye. I think I've done pretty well there. So you're gonna have huge numbers in rounds 14, 16, 17, 18, whatever it is. I mean, the one that we're all going to be missing that week is obviously Lockie Neal. But you know what? I mean, if you probably weren't rocking Neal up until this point, you've struggle to see how you've made the fucking final series, to be honest.
Yeah, or really getting the cash together to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think that's a good focus. I think make sure you're having a look. Another thing that I put down, I was going to talk about Sicily first, but another thing I put down is after, and I was thinking about this last night, is I don't know if enough people try and plan their future moves in advance. You're going to get so many people that are going to look at Sicily this week and they're going to say, all right, what do I do with Sicily? All right, I go get Lloyd, or I go get Ryan, I go get that next line, the player that scored high last week. I don't think enough people really put focus into, well, what's my next trade? So this week I've got to get rid of Sicily and I'm going to get rid of, say, Arts or something. Well, what am I doing next week? What am I doing the week after that? How am I making my team better? Where am I spending my money? What's my focus? So I think that now more than ever, you got to get a lot of people have a look at Hearn. Don't just ignore Hearn's shit patches. Go check scores, compare plays, really do your research and ask yourself coming into finals, what is my next move after this move?
Yeah, no, I don't even know how people do that, Corey, because I've tried to plan my whole season's trades all at 1 week. I already know my first 2 trades come in the round 1 next year, Corey. That's how far in advance I'm sort of planning.
Well, we know too. You'll pick Dustin Martin and you'll trade him out, and then you'll probably trade him back in.
And you should never fucking start with that prick. If anything, next year, if I'm even remotely looking at him, Corey, you should never ever start with that prick. Just remind me.
I'll beat it into your preseason.
Yeah, because and then you turn around and look at Colgate. Yeah, it's Dustin Martin. He's gonna play 22 games.
And it's funny too because I've had him for like majority of the season.
yeah, because you fucking got, and you talking into getting rid of him in round 2.
Yeah.
No, look, you're sort of spot on with what you just said.
And that's funny for those who don't have Dusty. You're probably not looking Dusty until after that round 16 bye, if you are even still looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want him at this point, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's funny, 1 week on, 1 week off, really. So it's just depends what week you're getting him.
I don't find it that funny.
Sicily, mate, what are you doing? Sorry, what are you doing? And then what's the best move for those that may not have certain players?
I'm not fucking bringing in Cottrell. It depends. It depends, Corey, because I've got two forms of strategy here. One, you just go and get the next best, right? But my situation, I've got, say, 150 in the bank at the moment, and you think, I really wanted to use that 150 this week, right? I wanted to do one down and then get upgrade another position. So with Sicily going out, if I do, Sicily to Lloyd, I've essentially used all that money in my bank and I can't actually upgrade another rookie in my team. So I'm going a little bit left field because I'm thinking, all right, how can I get my team as good as possible going into round 1 of finals, right? I'm just thinking out loud. Even though I'm not making finals, there might be people out there in the same situation as me. If I trade Sicily, right, say I got 150 odd in the bank, something like that, right? If I go pick up someone like a Caleb Daniel, Braden Maynard, who else around that kind of price? Maybe even Alex Witherden, right? Someone around that 470 to 500k price who can pretty much average probably 100 flat from here. Not going to do anything too flash, but just going to get you some nice consistent scores. I feel like I'm going to go pick up one of them, cash in on Sicily, maybe make another 60, 70 in the bank. Then all of a sudden I might have 200, 220k to put on top of a Darcy Cameron. And I can turn Darcy Cameron into, let's say, a Hugh Greenwood. And so then the situation becomes, well, okay, do I do Sicily to Lloyd and play Lloyd with Cameron this week? Or do I do Sicily to Witherden and then play Witherden with Greenwood this week? And for me, Witherden and Greenwood are probably more likely to outscore Jake Lloyd and Darcy Cameron as a combination.
Yeah, love it. Speaking of Witherden, I bought him in last week. I don't know.
No, I didn't know that, but he would have scored a nice 100 odd or something like that.
Yeah, 101.
Yeah, but I don't mind that kind of strategy because don't forget you got finals, so you can go out and buy all your big dogs, but I think you just want to fuck off as many rookies as you can from your on-field position, to be honest, and that might be a little sneaky way to do it. So, probably those 3 are probably the best names at sort of sub 500k, I reckon. And
you've already got Stewart, so that's probably why you're not talking.
Yeah, sorry, I've already got Stewart. Yeah, Stewart or Stewart Doherty. Stewart Doherty, then there are another 2 you can sort of throw into that sort of bracket there. So you got Stewart Doherty, Caleb Daniel. I'm not a big fan of Zach Williams because I reckon injury is going to play a factor again towards the end of the season. Maynard, I like. I don't mind something like a Witherden and Jack Crisp. I don't entirely hate either. But again, Jack Crisp has got kind of that future buy you might need to be concerned about.
No, and I love it that you brought it up too, because I was kind of looking at the same thing. I've been looking at how do I best maximize one, my trades, two, my money. And for me, I don't know, Stuart. I think, look, if you give me the list of players, they're all the same price. You give me the list of the players I can pick from. I'm probably going. Almost said Sicily then. Jake Lloyd 1, Luke Ryan 2, and yeah, I'm obviously not the others, but Stewart because I don't have him. So for me right now, I think the thing that makes the most sense to me is go get Tommy Stewart for that Sicily trade. I could. My other moves are downgrade, so I definitely could go Sicily straight to Lloyd. I could go Sicily to Ryan, basically a sideways. But I'm going to go Sicily down to Stewart. I'm going to downgrade Arts this week, set up my Arsenal, and next week, because I'm still running Toe Watson, Fisher McCasey, and Matty Ling, and this is shit. Like this, it's my only line where I'm really struggling, and it's down back, and that should be the one that everyone else is kicking ass in. So next week, it's instead of taking these, the Fisher's bloody 17s that he's dropping, I can get that cash next week. Go Cameron down, and then get him up to Lloyd. I'd have 6 trades to finish off Sparrow and Vital. It'll be tough, but at least I've got those players out in the field. It's more or less, it's just about getting the max out of my, the max dollar value. I bought Haynes low, I bought Ridley low, I bought Witherden low. You just got to keep continuing to buy these players low. And I get the fact that you're going to have best 18 for a couple of weeks, but if you come out of that best 18 and you've still got, 2, 3 rookies sitting there, you're going to struggle to win your league.
Yeah, no, I agree. As I think the teams that will take out the flag will be the teams that have the least amount of rookies on field, for sure.
Yeah.
And this is where I fucked up earlier in the year, Corey, and I knew I was going to fall into this trap, and I didn't prevent myself from doing it. I sideways Segler, I sideways Dustin Martin, I sideways Devon Smith. Who else did I sideways? Fife got injured, so I can't really count that one.
You went and got gone.
Howe got injured. I went and got gone. Yeah, all that kind of stuff happened. But a lot of those ones I didn't need to do. I didn't need to do Devon Smith. I didn't need to do Segler. And I didn't need to do Dustin Martin.
Segler did get injured.
It was 1 weeker though, Corey. Yeah. And so, if I didn't do those trades, potentially now I could have been sitting with, Devon Smith at F6 as opposed to fucking having to worry about, well, who am I going to loophole fucking Buderick and Woodcock with? And yeah, Woodcock might outscore Devon Smith. I think he has the last 2 weeks, but you just feel more secure in kind of that name of Devon Smith kind of sitting there, I think. So we knew this trap was going to happen because we spoke about it, didn't we? But
yep.
I certainly didn't fucking listen to my own advice there and ended up just sideways. And now I'm in this predicament where, I'm running Sam Simpson, Woodcock, Darcy Cameron, Will Day, all on field still at the moment. And, now we've got to deal with, Sicily sideways, which just, inhibits our ability to get these rookies off field.
Yeah, and then if we get another one in the next couple of weeks, what's going to happen there? And yeah, no, well spoken. Hey, you got to live and learn sometimes. Bon's got to live and learn.
I knew it was going to happen. I told
you. And that's the thing. And I don't think it's a matter of going and looking outside of the, the square either. It's not so much. I mean, I don't know if you've seen chat today. Just having a conversation with one of the admins about one of our newer admins too about he was looking at Angus Brayshaw from Melbourne.
And we fucking recruited him.
Yeah, we had an argument all afternoon about it as well.
Shit.
But we were having a chat about that, and he was talking about getting Angus Brayshaw at his price, and because when Melbourne are up and stuff, it's good. Now that's a reach. That's hopeful. You're being hopeful about something. There's a difference between, I think, being smart and being hopeful. And I get it. You want to have a bit of fun, go for it. But I think those ones are more likely to burn you in the ass than reward you.
Oh, it's going to absolutely cook him.
Yep. He reckons he's doing it too.
Oh, well, you know what? I can't remember the saying, Corey, but let's just say, the bigger the size your balls, the more likely you are, I reckon, to get some regular puss, I reckon, Corey. So, if he's got the balls to do it,
I think you made that saying up.
He might have the ability to get some pussy here, Corey. But if he doesn't, and he puts his balls out in display, and everyone looks at him, and they're like, they're fucking tiny goaners, mate. He'll be fucking going home with Mrs. Palmer, Corey.
Very good. Anything to add on the Sicily front?
Well, for those that are thinking about keeping him, don't do it.
He's out for the year.
I know that was a bit of a joke, Corey.
Okay.
No, glad
Fair
you got
enough.
that one. No worries.
Well, look, I know that you get a little bit down when Supercoach first opens, and I don't know whether you've caught up with the latest 24-hour news on
Yeah.
what's going
Apparently
on.
he did that in the last few minutes. I didn't even watch the game.
Yeah. Oh, did you not see it?
No.
Bro,
I've seen
right there.
replays. I didn't know it was in the last couple
Yeah.
of minutes.
It's carnage. You just see
Roger,
this
I'll
shit
tell you
story.
now, Will Day might be a premium.
Yeah,
Because
but this is the thing. I don't know if Will Day can go play that intercept role.
No, he doesn't need to because they give the ball to Sicily to kick.
Kick out.
Who's the next? Well, not kick out, but who's the best? Who's the next best kick in that back line? They're not giving it to Frawley. They're not giving it to fucking Frost. Blake Hardwick's not a fucking good kick. Who are they actually going to give it to in that back line? I wouldn't. Will Day might get a bit more of the ball.
Yeah, it's probably their next best kick. Yeah,
Yeah.
give it like that. I wonder who comes in.
They'll probably bring in some spud like Morrison or fucking something like that. I don't know.
Might send Tom Mitchell down back.
That would be a fucking spanner. That would be. You know what? It serves us right. I mean, we always whinge and bitch. He always swings Sicily in the forward line in the last quarter. Well, if fucking Clarko did it this week, Corey, he wouldn't have been in that situation where Sicily popped his ACL. So Clarko's probably going to learn from this, and he might swing him every single time into the forward line.
We're going to blame someone. Might as well blame Clarko.
But I'll tell you now, 2022 preseason, Corey, we'll all be lining up with Sicily. Because what he averaged for the season, 103. We're going to get 12 months off discount. He'll be fucking locked in at Defender 3 2022.
He'll probably get back for footy at the end of next year, but
he won't fucking play next year. Don't worry about that.
I think he will. I think he'll
play. Why will they bring him back, Corey? We're in fucking August. They're not competing for fucking fuck
off. If you didn't have Sicily this week, what were you doing?
If I didn't have Sicily, then I was just going to find another downgrade to do, and I was going to go Darcy Cameron pretty much to Greenwood. So that's why I'm trying to use the money from Sicily to make that sort of extra cash I needed, so I can still kind of do that Greenwood move. That's why I'm trying to find that cheaper defender for my own team at the moment.
Yeah, I probably would have been doing a double down this week, I reckon.
Well, it just depends, A lot of people out there, they're different situations. Maybe they've got rookies to kind of cash in on. Maybe they've got money sitting in the bank and they might have gone out to buy, a premium at some point. So,
how many players you got are like 300 plus or just under 300 that are ready to go, or within the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, so McPherson got an injury, so I'll need a defender to sort of pop around. Darcy Cameron's probably got one more game in him before he's ready to go. I think Budarick becomes, for me, a non-trade player. I know he scores shit, but he gets games every week. I don't think there's a point cashing in on him. I think, with that kind of flexibility between forward and mid, he might be able to cover something somewhere in the future if we run out of trades or something. So, and Sam Simpson as well is nearing the point where he needs to go. So, I'd be looking at, and I probably can't do it next week, but, say McPherson all the way down and Simpson up to a half decent kind of primo.
And you still have 3 spots to fix or 4?
After this week, assuming I do Sicily to an underpriced guy and get Greenwood, I'd have 1, 2, 3 to go with 6 trades. So I'm probably not even going to be able to get a full team come grand final week, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'd have 3 to go with 8 trades next week.
Yeah.
2 to go. So 2 to go with 6 trades I'll have left after next week's. Yeah, okay, cool. Not bad. I got Cameron, Arts, Sparrow. That's about it, really.
Oh, gee, Arts.
Sammy Draper could be pretty handy. Hey, Draper might come in handy. Hopefully, we need him to get regular games because when Grundy's on his bye, I'll tell you what, we're going to need that.
Yeah, and Goldie obviously has to buy the alternative week as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, for those that play overall, Draper might come in pretty handy. I reckon.
Just go get Nick Nat, I reckon.
Oh, for fuck's sake, that guy. 16 he adds to advantage or something on the weekend, wasn't it? Arts, are you getting rid of him this week? What are you doing with him? Because
I'm going Arts down and Sicily down.
How did he score 50, by the way? I reckon he had
we were on chat last night, so watching the game, and he was on 7 at halftime or something, and then right at the end, I was going through the names, seeing what they're on. I'm like, oh, what's Arts on? Someone's like, 52.
No way.
Are you kidding me? So, yeah, he had like a 40-point second half.
How?
No idea, man. I didn't
Pressure
even
act.
see him. I didn't even think he had a touch in the second half.
Yeah, he was
But
bad.
apparently he laid 4 tackles and had like 2 touches or something. For like 40
Oh, gee, well, that's worth 45 points.
Yeah.
I tell you now, he cost me 2 same-game multis in a row by not snagging one.
No.
I might personally inbox him on Twitter, Corey.
Yeah, I heard they like that, so it's always good. Bonfz, the Supercoach Cup.
Yeah.
We have announced we're going to have the bye round. So the bye round is going to be off for everyone that's in the cup. So round 15's bye round.
That's not fun.
You won't be playing. So it'll be, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. The key fixtures this week, Bonfz. We have Bretta advanced somehow. Got no idea how that happened. So Bretta's going to be up.
Form.
Yep, up against Shane of Hamstring Awareness. Big Netty, who's organised the tournament of Bring Back Bananas, he's going to be up against Riley of Get a Touch. Dizza didn't make it. He actually got knocked out, which is really good to hear.
Titty?
Yep. Pest is out. Didn't advance group stages. Will didn't advance group stages.
Oh, shit.
Wasn't too many. Flemington RC's Corey, myself, is coming up against the top scoring player last week of Greg. The Joel Smashers 5.1, mate.
What did he get last week? What did he score?
2,500 something. Yeah.
Man, I thought I was having an ace week.
Yep. So I think I'm coming out against the man in form, really. Hopefully he's got a down week this one. And wait, how can we compare the battle of the heavyweights? You could not script this any better. I've got no idea, firstly, how we got out of this group. Secondly,
well, what do you mean? I've had my best 2 scores of the year the last fortnight.
Bonfz Express versus Crouch to Sloan, Dazza.
Am I playing Dazza this week?
You're playing Dazza, mate.
I'll just let him win then, because I want someone else to eliminate him so I can buy someone some merch. I think it'd be a letdown. I think I heard people paid $5 to get into the cup, Corey, because they were keen to kick out Dazza so I could buy them merch. They thought, oh, fucking let's hand over a $5. I could win the hunge or whatever is fucking up for grabs, and the Express is going to buy me a bit of merch. Oh, fuck it, I'm not even doing those trades now, Corey.
Are you going to just trying to say that you're going to forfeit to Daz?
Look, Corey, all I'm saying is that I've had my highest 2 scores of the year in the last fortnight, and I'll leave it at that.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
You know what the worst part is? I don't think you can track the head-to-head sort of games, can you?
You can't.
Like, you can't. You don't know what they're doing with captains. It's this one thing about the cup is, because Corey, I mean, we might be Supercoach Elite, but we're not fucking, elite when it comes to the website and being able to we don't have that sort of pool, do we? But I think that's one of the hard things is not knowing. I couldn't even tell you what my opponent scored this week, to be honest, and how much I beat him by, if I even beat him, Corey. It could all be fucking rigged for all in. I got no fucking idea.
Nah, Neto does a good job at getting it organised.
Does he post all the results?
Yeah,
like Score versus score?
Yeah, there's a full chart. Hat off to him too, because he gets it up literally like half an hour as Supercoach opens. Now that's a lot of scores to go through very quickly.
Yeah. To be fair, Corey, though, it's probably why he's in charge of it though. He's probably got not much else going on in his sad little life over there, does Neto, Corey?
Loves the spreadsheet. I was a spreadsheet and a nap before 10 o'clock. He's whacking on the way out. Supercoach Scores Pete. He's had admin Scores Pete. He's had another good week. Just get over and give him a follow. Loves the tweet.
I'll tell you now, his Twitter game has improved this year, Corey. I mean, especially with the sign-offs. I don't know if people have paid attention to that, but he's had some things to say, that's for sure. Yeah. And I heard he's actually talking about the time he had a Palmer with Matthew Pavlich.
Yeah, said he wasn't that good of a bloke.
I could not fucking believe it. Because you see Pav on TV and you think, fuck, I wouldn't mind a Palmer. Well, that's controversial in its own right. Palmer, Palmy,
Palmy, however you fucking say it, you bloody
Palmer for me, Corey.
It is Palmer.
And, I found that fucking bizarre. How can you have a pot and Palmer with Pav and walk out of that, not liking him?
Yeah, reckons wasn't that good of a bloke.
Anyone knows Pav, you wouldn't mind just referring him to this podcast, because we wouldn't mind asking him his thoughts on SC Elite's admin Pete. Because
you reckon he had to call him SC Elite's admin? Because I know, like, when he joins the Patreon chats, he asks people to call him SC Elite's admin Pete.
Yeah, he loves the title. Absolutely loves it.
Loves it, the big fella. All right, we got some questions. Probably should have all this
prepared and ready to
go. Potty questions. Where are we? Oh, good. There's not a shit ton. This is good. All right. Mickey Ryan, starting us off. Do you think Simpkin is back on top 6 capability?
Yeah, I think at the price, there's no chance you can give him up.
Yeah.
And I think we were saying that last week,
a little
weren't
bit
we?
better. Yeah. Looks better every week he plays. Hot Shame, good evening, men. Pretty flat on what happened with Sicily. Obviously, Horse's fault because he had Sis Dog sitting forward. Horse's fault?
I think he got the coach wrong there, Corey.
Yeah. And he wasn't going forward. It was down back with the injury over here.
Unless he knows something about Clarko that we don't.
Here we go. Thoughts on Matty Cottrell from Carl.
No, that Corey. Now this is the fuckhead. This is the thing that I read earlier in the day.
Having played 2 games, 33 and 61, priced at 142. Foot the obvious rookie to bring in though.
Hold on, I'm gonna get up fucking Cottrell's fucking numbers from the weekend, because if he was at more than 40% disposal efficiency for that game, I might just fucking blow a gasket here, Corey. I think
you just go get whoever's name is really got shame, really.
I mean, Cottrell, Fanning, get fuck. Apparently he's gone. No, that's time on ground. How the fuck do you find out disposal efficiency? I'll get back to you on that, but take my word for it or rewatch the game.
For you.
He was fucking woeful. How did he get 61? He scored a goal. That's 20 points. He
had too many touches, did he?
Well, he scored one of the 10 goals in the game. He had 14. I reckon maybe 6 had hit a target, and they were probably 5 were handballs.
14 kicks. Oh my god.
He had 14 kicks.
Yeah. He didn't have a handball.
Fucking hack. He's a hack.
You ready for the stats? He had 4 effective disposals, so he went at 28%.
Thank you. How the fuck does and one of them would have been the goal, Corey, which means 3 of his 13 fucking field kicks did not hit the target. 11 of the 14 didn't. He can fuck off, Corey.
3 clearances, 4 clangers, 2 inside 50s, 3 rebound 50s.
How did he score 61? He's a fucking donkey.
I reckon I'm getting him just on disposal efficiency alone.
Corey, fair income. Now, you know me, I'll do, pump up the Carlton boys probably a little more than they deserve to be, but he's one that needs to just fuck right off. I don't give a fuck if he's got some 8-year-old picture of himself with his fucking bright orange hair with Eddie Betts on the fucking boundary line, Corey. He can get fucked, that cunt. Fair income.
Oh, I hope he plays all year. Dazza. What a fucking soft draw I've been given in the cup. What a fucking walkover. Hashtag cup is coming home, baby. Hashtag Dizzer over Bonfz.
Talk about a fucking soft draw, Corey. It's probably every gay guy's dick when they have a look at that cunt's head, I reckon.
There's another seamer. Benny Table King Durant. Hey, fellas. Hopefully back to the longer potty this week. Need some time to kill while working. Currently 6-6 in his cash league. Need the win. Sis out hurts. Thoughts on Hearn? Hearn allows me to also get Stewart in.
See, there's sometimes I like things when people are like, okay, if I get this guy because he's a bit cheaper, lets me get someone else. But it's Shannon Hearn that he's asking me about. And, 5 weeks ago, we were a bit more all about it because he had like a run of 5 games or whatever it was at Subi. But they've had their run at 5 games at Subi. And then so you got to now go back to...
He's even had a couple of scores in there of like 68 and 60s as well.
And so you've got to go back to, rounds 2 to 6 when, they were out in the hub, because that's what they're going to need to do now. And he has a high score of 89. And, I'd imagine an average over that period, off the top of my head here, Corey, it's going to be fucking pretty hard.
Well, I've been doing the same because I've been looking at cash. I had a look at Hearn's fixture and I hate it. Do you know who I'd rather have a dip on rather than Shannon Hearn?
At 400K?
That's Blakely from Freo. I think you've seen him come back from an injury. He's put 3 weeks of pretty solid footy together. And last week was probably one of those weeks where he had probably his best game so far. If I was going to have a dip, I'd be having him over Hearn every day of the week.
So let's help this fella out because he is a paying Patreon member. So, I don't know what his top dollar is. Maybe tell us your top dollar, because go get Stewart and then tell us what you got left in the bank. Because if you could afford, let's say, I don't know, who's down and around this price here? I'd prefer someone like even Dan Houston, Corey. He hasn't set the world on fire, but Dan Houston would be a better option than Shannon Hearn. Yeah. You could look at someone like a Christian Salem. Christian Salem's probably better than Shannon Hearn as well, and he's probably only 20 grand more expensive. Brad Shepherd I'd prefer than Shannon Hearn. There's a lot of numbers. Hunter Clark, I don't even mind there, Corey.
Yeah, just too many of those kind of games that are just...
Yeah, I know, but compared to Shannon Hearn, like, what would you prefer?
Yeah, probably Hunter Clark.
You know what I mean? And that's the way I'm looking at. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Now, Blakely, I
So
know he's getting his numbers up, time on ground up because it's been a little bit low in the last couple of weeks. But he had 18 disposals, 10 kicks, 8 handballs, 2 score involvements, 4 tackles, 2 marks, 4 clearances, 4 inside 50s, and 3 clangers.
yeah, I don't know.
I think I'm a little bit biased though because I like him in draft.
Would you take Jackson Thurlow over?
Man, do you want to know
Shanahan?
the most alarming thing this week? I actually had a look at a trade of was it Jackson Thurlow and Connor Blakely in for Sicily and
Rook.
McCasey, just so I had that defense sorted, then I can move on. But I just
You couldn't do it.
No.
I think I'd probably rather that. But Thurlow has been kicking goals in those scores. He had.
Well,
He's
that's the
probably not
thing.
got it all year.
Thurlow's gone 15, 15, 15, I think, in like touches wise, and he's good around ground, but he's not
He's not a
cemented
lock for
anywhere.
goal.
He's a utility, and if you take those goals out, what are the scores? Because he's not kicking 2 every single week. There's a lot of pill down back, pill up forward. Thurlow worries me a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised if he kicked on and continued to perform. I think he's a very good footballer.
He's probably experienced enough to do it, but
yeah.
I think
It
that's a
was
real
too
stretch,
risky. Yeah, I think that's the kind of play that you look at as, all right, I've got 2 trades left. Time to fuck the rookies off.
Yeah.
What can I get?
Yeah.
There's Jackson
What's the best
Thurlow
available?
come in. That was like when Brett won the league a couple of years ago and he picked Carl Amon in the last round and he dropped 150.
Yep. Do recall that.
But yeah, I think Benny, hit us up because this is a conversation that I also wouldn't mind having off air and seeing what we can figure out. You're very good at these too, I reckon, in these situations.
I'll find someone there for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't.
What are we going to do this week? Because we normally have the chat on the Thursday, like where we jump on and teams around. Are we going to have to do that on the Friday now?
I think it'd make more sense to do it Friday because at least we've got maybe 8 teams to look at. 10 teams, yeah. So Friday, 6 o'clock, something like that.
Not bad. Rogo, Hey Corey, and Bonfz. Very good. Luke McDonald is giving me a fantasy stiffy. Is it time to give him a shot? Pierce, would you bring him in for Sicily, focusing on leagues?
Yeah, there was. I assume it was Brett that made the tweet about him on the weekend.
I didn't see it.
There's something about McDonald being the second best defender after Jake Lloyd in terms of Supercoach.
That definitely wasn't me, so definitely would have been Brett.
He's a fucking spud. I fucking hate this McDonald pick. And you know what's bizarre, Corey? I'm even looking at it myself, but I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. You know why? He's kicking. I mean, he scored 119 on the weekend, right? He had, say, 40 at quarter time. 5 of his 7 possessions in that first quarter were because he kicked the ball in. So he just went off to the side. Now, that's a great role. It's a great Supercoach role, don't get me wrong. But I feel like I can't bank myself on relying on this guy to kind of do it. I don't entirely hate it, but I'm not the guy who's going to get behind you and say, fucking go balls out and take this guy moving forward.
It's funny. Do we have enough data yet? Is that enough data to go off where, yep, beautiful, this is what he's doing? It's been 4 weeks or 5 weeks?
It's 5.
Really incredible Supercoach numbers.
It's 122 average over 5 weeks. With a low score of 97, I want to say 95.
I don't. What's he still? 520?
513.
Fuck, that's good.
If he was like 480, I'd be all about it.
Yeah, no, I think that's enough. I think it's enough for a risk, especially in a season like this. He continues that, you probably win your league.
And you know what? There's always those guys back end of the year, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
There's always those guys that come from the clouds, no one ever expects, and they have that kind of, back 10 games that just fucking makes you look at them for the start of next year because you're like, they could do the whole season like
too.
that.
Like, it's just, I can't believe so many people. I can't believe Merritt's name isn't just like thrown around every single week.
Yeah.
Great year. Like, probably look at him to round out the midfield. Look, I reckon go for it. 513. This could be one of those players that in 3 weeks is 600k and untouchable.
Yeah, potentially, but in 3 weeks the season's over, Corey.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? Well, it is because in 3 weeks it's fucking. You've already played 2 weeks of finals.
Yeah, but you're still in finals because Luke McDonald's got you there.
Touche.
Yeah. Look, At 5.13, I think there's worse gambles out there. For me,
Yeah,
see,
I
I have
think
to go
so.
get Stewart. I have to get Stewart because I need this. I need the money. So it's again, how does it affect your future?
Yeah. What do you think about Nick Haynes at the moment? It's probably a name we didn't touch on when it came to Sicily, and you being one of his biggest
I
advocates.
love him. I love him. Last week was just what an outlier.
An outlier, as you like to say,
Yeah.
not an outlier.
So I think he's a great pick. I think he's very good. He in the air. Jordan Ridley is another one that I
With a
love. Last week was
151
another one.
break even, though, can you encourage people to go Sicily to him, knowing that in 1 or 2 weeks, Haynes will be 470k?
Probably not, especially the fact that I think there's a lot of people who haven't finished their defense.
Yeah,
So,
and a lot of value type guys. Like,
yeah, exactly. Hence, I think you might get Ridley a little bit cheaper. Big Lukey messaged me before. He's a massive fan of of Ridley this week coming up against the Tigers as well, because defenders who intercept historically score pretty well against them too. So, I think that a lot of those players you're going to get for that a little bit cheaper. So I think you're better off, you're going to take a risk. Grab a Luke McDonald. Go grab Luke Ryan, who's absolutely flying. Lloyd, Stewart who is about to rise, and you're not going to get this cheap again. I think you're better off looking at the value. And we've spoken about it for the last couple of weeks. I think that value proposition is what you need to go get.
Yeah.
Herb 13. Thoughts on Zach Williams?
Is that Herbs? Did you say Herb?
Herb 13.
Herbs.
Okay.
No, Zach Williams. Fuck no. Why am I even thinking about that, Corey?
Yeah, look, I love Zach Williams as a footy player. I think he's going to score well, but he's going to miss a game. I'll put it down.
Something's going to happen somewhere. And you know what? If it doesn't, at best, what's he going to give you? Like 100 average?
I just think with how stacked the defenders are, that there's just better value picks out there.
It's just not worth the risk.
And again, just go check out scores, check out consistency.
He's played 6 games this year. Exactly.
I do want to say on the Stewart thing, because I'm not too sure how many teams have him, but if you haven't looked at Stewart, other than the injury, his 2 worst scores for the year are 84 and 89.
Stewart's sick, bro.
Man, he's so good. Because a lot of people worry that they own Duncan, Dangerfield, how many players can have from a team, but
Well, I'll tell you now, I had Bontempelli, McRae, and Bailey Smith on the weekend, and between them, they netted me fucking 500 points without even captaining any of them. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Hot shame, Angus Brayshaw. What? This is the second person to bring up this dickhead's name. 417k, break even of 10. Last 3 scores of 90, 113, 131. Solid M8 option will cost 148k to go Simpson to Brayshaw. Thoughts?
This fucking peanut of a shame, right? This fucking hot shame, hot nuts, right?
Good punt.
He can fucking hit, right? The most extravagant type bets, and he's fucking. You know what his problem is? He's swimming in that much fucking cash, Corey, that he's fucking blinded himself. But from what is and what isn't a good fucking Supercoach player. If you bring in Brayshaw this week, and you know what, in some capacity, I fucking hope you do. I'll have you personally fucking blocked from the Patreon. Fair income.
It's funny because 417k, you get 130k, which isn't hard to get on top of Brayshaw.
Corey,
150.
I'd rather.
That's Merritt, Adams.
I'd rather, Corey, and I'd much rather this. And here's my boy. I've been speaking about him for several weeks now. Oscar McInerney. Right? What are you laughing about, Corey?
No, you go on. I know you're a big OMAC fan.
Well, just as I was a big Royal Marshall fan, Corey.
Yep,
if there's any ruck forward out there, I'll be fucking on him. Don't you worry about that. I prefer a donkey like Omac as compared to someone like fucking Brayshaw. You want to put 100 grand on Simpson, then do a bit of DPP, fuck one of your forwards into your midfield for a few weeks, and I'd prefer the Omac. Don't get fucking Brayshaw, please.
Last hurricane you said don't be a hero.
Yeah.
Obviously couldn't go to it. No, but bring back Bananas, went and got Omac.
Yeah, well, you know what? Because he's a fucking hero, Corey. And that's probably why he's in charge of the Supercoach Elites Cup.
Big Dick Millsy.
That's his fucking name.
Can confirm he said that himself, by the way.
Yeah, and can confirm the bloke loves freezing his camera during Friday night poker just on his crotch area too.
Who do I trade out of Hill and Noble? Whoever I keep, we're playing as D6 maybe for the season, and depending on how we get an extra couple of trades or not. Hill is buy free but injury prone. Well, I think you move Hill because Noble's looked good.
And secure. I think he's secure in there. Yep. Hill's good to go.
No Quainer, so he's doing more of the run and carry again.
I can know about Quainer. Quainer, the fucking idiot. I mean, fair dinkum, you're playing. Don't even get me started on Collingwood at the moment, Corey.
I'm over the love that Dizza gets in this fucking Patreon, by the way.
You know why? Because he pays them. It's all his fake accounts, Corey.
Yeah. Hey, gents, can this YouTube podcast get 75 likes for Dizza to feature next week? And he's got, you know how you can react to things on Patreon? He's got fucking the watermarks, 100 eggplant emojis, love heart eyes.
Oh my God.
When these people meet Dizza, they're just going to realise he's just the biggest cockhead in the world.
Well, either that or they'll realise he's a fucking mime, Corey. Just because you won't get fucking 2 words out of him.
How you going? I expected him to say something.
Who did you just say how you going to?
No. That's Dizza. He'll give you the how you going.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how you going? Yeah. Real fucking turtle. Just, yeah. How you going, mate? How you going? Yeah.
There we go. Benny Roth, Haynes, Ryan, or Stewart. Also, Dusty still a top 6 forward. Cheers.
Haynes, Ryan, Stewart. Stewart on value, Ryan on pure points.
Correct. Agree.
So did I just say Haynes? Sorry, Stewart on value and Ryan for pure points.
No, you said that. All good. And Dusty's still a top 6 forward.
How did he score 90 on the weekend? I mean,
I thought that was a real bad game from him.
You know, at the moment, it doesn't so much matter about, I think, what do you classify as top 6? Can Dusty do enough from this point to the end of the season? Yeah, he can.
I think you also have to ask you, though, does that buy scare you?
Which buy do they have? Remind me.
16.
Oh, is that prelim week?
So that's the double chance week. So however that works.
No, it's the second final. Yeah. That's an elimination week. Fuck no. No. Get rid of him. Unless you've won. Yeah, see, but then you're just backing yourself to win the qualifying final and skip a week. If you haven't got Dusty already, don't go bringing him in. That's where I stand on it.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, you got Bailey Smith, Whitfield, Petrarca, Simpkin. That's fucking without even thinking. That's 4 players that don't have a bye coming up in the forward line. Fucking Tomahawk's probably even, good enough to finish off in teams. And do the Pussies have a bye?
In the good bye, 15.
They got the good bye. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there's just so many options. I feel like, I don't know, Dusty. It's just something about that.
Yeah, I don't have him. I don't think I'm looking at bringing him in unless my last forward upgrade is after that.
I think that's good still. So you got Petrarca, Whitfield, Bailey Smith, Simpkin, Greenwood, and Walters has even had his bye. Walters will be better. I mean, he had a shit one on the weekend, but
which is perfect
in a couple weeks, man. He'll be a lot cheaper. Walter's been very good. I mean, coming back from injury, he's probably nursed a little bit through that game on the weekend. So, yeah. Andrew Brayshaw's fucking had his bye. I mean, there's just a lot better options, I feel
like.
Another
bad game on the weekend too, which is handy.
Bad?
Well, Supercoach point-wise.
Oh, that's right. He only had 5 touches for -5 or something in the second half.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
Something like that. But he did give away that free kick that, that was obviously there. Oh, no, that was Tabernar. My bad.
But look, handy. They're handy. They're players you can look around in your team out with.
Yeah, no, most certainly.
Frogger, given many won't have as much cash gen left in their rookies, time to look at a slingshot primos over the buys. Time to look at slingshotting, primos over the buys.
This guy talking about sideways and primos over the buys?
I think so, yeah.
No, this bloke's lost it. Who's this? This is Frogger?
Frogger.
Yeah, you might be he might be living in fucking Sweden, Corey. But just because you're living in Sweden doesn't automatically qualify you for being stupid. I mean, get a bit of sense about your Frogger. Switch on.
Ooh, something, Frogger. I definitely don't think you'd do that until your team's full, really.
Yeah.
Because those trades sideways, if you're doing that over 2 weeks, you're missing out on an upgrade somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So something that Frogger's I guess
just stick to the names, Frogger.
What he's thinking about would be, Lockie Neal's buy comes up. Let's sideways him to a midfield primo at 500k, cash in 200 grand, and then upgrade another rookie kind of thing. Just don't get too fancy with shit. Just make your team continually improve. Yeah. The team with the most amount of primos will win at the end of the day. Well, most of the time.
Yeah. Destructo Devils. Hey boys, rate the top 5 mids from now till the year's end.
Yep. No, this one is actually piss easy, Corey. Yep. There's Lockie Neal.
Yep.
Jack McRae.
Yep.
Clayton Oliver.
Yep.
Tom Mitchell. No, not Tom Mitchell. Where am I going? Tom Mitchell. Nat Fife.
Yep.
And Bontempelli will finish in the top 5 this year.
Now to
Well,
the
in the
end of
last
the year.
5 games. Corey, his form, and he's done nothing the 2 weeks prior to this week where he dropped the 199. But prior to that, he had I think it was a 138 and 114, something like that on the top of my head. Now I'm fucking all about the Bont now. I hated him for a long period of time this year, but fucking get on board now because I reckon he might just he could average 130 over the last 5 games.
Man, do you know Jared Lyons is averaging 117?
Yep.
He's ranked as the 4th best midfielder.
Yep. He's averaging the same as 5.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yep.
Fuck, Jack Steele's one that I like too in a couple of weeks.
In your top 5?
No, I wouldn't have in top 5. Wouldn't be surprised if Kelly snuck in there between now and the back end of the year.
Who would be your top 5?
The same 4 that you had.
Mm-hmm.
As
in Neil, McRae, Fife, and Oliver?
Correct.
Yep.
And then I haven't looked at fixture either. I'd probably say Kelly.
You reckon Kelly's better than Bont?
Yeah.
Even though Bont will guarantee playing next 5 games as well, and Kelly's a bit.
Well, that's so I wasn't basing it off players. I'm basing it off average. I think Kelly has the potential to average more.
That's interesting. I don't.
Kelly's going to play. I mean, Fife's going to play. Bont's going to play. Sorry. Fucking hell.
I mean, Fife's played forward essentially last 2 weeks.
I think the other question you got to ask is eliminate as much risk as you can. And we spoke about this at the start of the year, but Bont's going to play games.
Yep.
He's just durable.
McRae will. McRae. Neil will. Mitchell will.
Clary does. Clary played through the broken hand last week. Jack
Cripps
Steele.
will. Danger will. Fill them up.
The ones that you want to almost avoid or have one of, probably Josh Kelly, Fife, Adams. You don't want to have too many of those type of players.
If I wasn't so scared of Adams' body doing something, I'd be all about that guy so hard.
Man, there's some fucking midfielders at great prices.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Walters is going to be sub 500.
Yep.
Oh, fucking baby. Zach Merritt's still 550. Lukey Parker 528.
Not sold on Zach Merritt, bro.
Oh man, he's fucking big grouse.
He gets ball, but what are his scores? What's he averaging for the year? I can't imagine that'd be brilliant.
Hang on, where is he? He's averaging 108.7, 117 3-round average, 115 5-round.
Really? Was there one big score in there that made?
And he had a 97 last week. So these are his last 5: 97, 137, 119, 87, 135, and then a couple of sub 100s before. They had 159 at the start of the year. Fuck, I don't mind him.
No.
There's better out there, but
I only start with Merritt in round 1 and hope he gets knocked out, Corey.
Smart. Fuck, I can't believe Jared Lyons. What a sleeper.
Just keeps getting it done.
Fuck, there's going to be some really well-priced plays. That's it for question bombs. Vice captain and captains.
Well, Corey isn't obvious. Is Lockie Neal playing this week?
Yeah, Lockie Neal's playing this week.
But is Jack still playing, Corey?
Yes, Jack Steele's playing.
Jack Steele is playing, isn't he? Because I'm gonna tell you something. Do not avoid Neal this week, and don't be scared of Jack Steele. Jack Steele does not fucking tag, Corey. I've been watching him so closely over the last 3 weeks. Oh, they're fucking coming up against the Saints. Fucking Jack Steele's going to clamp him. Get fucked. Lockie Neal, 174. That's what you'll get this week, Corey.
So what's the VC line at?
Well, the VC line is still 134, I reckon. Now, when it comes to the VC option, though, because this is what we've got to look at, I don't think I could bring myself to do it, but I'm very close. And if I didn't hate him as much as I do right now, and I'm talking about Patrick Cripps, I would do Patrick Cripps against Gold Coast, but I can't stand him at the moment, Corey. Oh, fair dinkum, fucking, you know what? They're done in the hub. Fucking leave him in Perth. Don't even fucking bring him back. I can't stand that piece of shit. Now, he scored 169 in his last game against Gold Coast, Corey. 110 career average over 8 games against them. And with not much experience in that midfield, Greenwood, Ellis, but they might be old, but it's, Greenwood particularly hasn't played, probably 100 games of football. And he's probably due. There's a couple of things that tell me not to do it. One, I think Gold Coast win the game. And second of all, I fucking can't stand him at the moment. But if I had a set Corey, I wouldn't mind doing it because He hasn't scored 150 odd. Well, he's only done it once this year. Well, he hasn't. He's got 149, his top score this year. He hasn't had 170, 180 yet. And, you know, if I said to you at the start of the year, you know, he's going to, you would have thought he's done it once.
Yeah.
And I reckon
You'd put him down for 150
it's Gold Coast
plus
or it's
easy.
Collingwood in the next couple of weeks, I reckon. So we'll just leave that kind of pending. But for me personally, I don't know how I can look past Bonfz and Pally in a midfield, you know, like Melbourne, that's not going to give two fucks about what's going on.
Big game of footy that. Carlton favourite to win that game against Gold Coast.
Corey, I'm telling you, this club does not win 2 games in a row.
Oh, you heard it here first. I think I'll be going 5 as VC against Sydney.
Yeah, against Sydney. But you're not worried about the forward time? I mean, and they've still got, you know, another 3 games in the next fucking 11 days, whatever.
Nah, he's a gun. And the thing with 5 is he doesn't go to the bench, man.
He had a 70-point first quarter against Carlton, playing in the fucking forward line, right? And it was from 8 touches, whatever it was. And 121 for the game.
Yeah, game that they fucked up, but
you know what? If there's, you know, some sort of silver lining, Connie, I mean, it's, you know, 5, but it is a VC. So, you know what? If you get you 120, I'm going to fucking take it anyway.
What about McRae?
Are
we not worried that Doggies could lose that midfield battle?
No. I mean, what are they going to lose? If Gawn doesn't come back, I mean, Oliver's the only guy you can, reckon, lock in for like 120.
There could be no Gawn, no English in that game.
What's wrong with English?
Touch and go to play, apparently. Ankle.
Fuck, that's pretty funny.
It's an ankle? I think it's an ankle.
But if English is playing, he might win the hit-outs for the first time in his career, Corey.
He still won't.
He still won't, yeah, not against Braden Bruce. Yeah, look, I've said my piece, Corey, but Dangerfield against Adelaide, just don't forget that he loves to play them too.
Yeah.
And when I say loves to play them, I reckon top of my head, he averages 120 against them.
You got to find the loop there, though. That's the problem. So they're both Sunday.
Who? Lockie Neal? I've got fucking Devon Robertson or whatever it is. So I'm fucking sweet to go into Neal every other week.
You held him all year.
Yeah. So there's players like people might have Bailey Williams. He plays for West Coast. You know, if you brought in Hosey like me, he might be dropped. You might have a Collingwood guy on your bench. You know, Darcy Cameron, for all we know, could be fucking let go. You know, one of the hard things about this, because we don't have teams in advance, we don't know which players we can and can't use as loopholes.
Yeah.
So I reckon the VC, the smarter thing to do is use an earlier guy where you know you've got a donut sort of coming up. Make sense?
Yeah. Where those Doggies boys help again?
Yeah.
Because, I'm just looking at my team. If McHenry gets picked, then I'm fucked.
Yeah. So I think you want to use one of those earlier guys.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's Cripps, Bont, McRae. I think 3 options. Even Tom Mitchell against Port Adelaide might even go all right because, I don't even mind that. But Danger against Adelaide, my computer's not working, Corey. But top of my head, I reckon, I don't know if yours will come up. I reckon he averages 120 over his career against Adelaide. I don't know if you can bring that up. It might even be more. I reckon 130 even.
Oh, I've just traded Danger out of my team.
He's got big fucking numbers against Adelaide, that guy.
Cancel. Don't want to be trading him out. That's not handy. All right, Dangerfield, let's bring it up. What do you do? Scroll down. His last 3 against him, 128, 83, 158.
Okay, so the 83 we don't like. What's his average against the opponent?
Why the fuck are they not there?
Go to
them yet.
You got to go to the upcoming fixture.
Yeah,
and then I have his average there. See, it's a lot better when my computer works, doesn't it?
It says upcoming opponent, and it's just got season, round, and points.
Hold on. I've used a different browser. 129, Corey, career averaged against Adelaide.
There you go.
From 7 games. So if you can find a late loophole, don't mind the dangers into Neal, but I think Neal's going to do some things against St Kilda that might not be legal in a few states and countries, Corey.
Very, very good. You got any poker chat? On the table?
Well, just, it was nice for Mick and fuck, Corey, help me out. Mick and
Greg.
Greg, is it Greg?
Yeah, Greg.
Glenn, dickhead. Fucking Greg.
No, Greg's my super coach opponent this week.
Corey, if you've ever seen a guy with a jawline like that, fair income. Have you seen this bloke's jawline?
Mate, chiseled.
It's fucking unbelievable, Corey. Yeah. I mean, I was sitting here with a few things under the desk going.
He was a good looking rooster.
Now, it was good to have them involved in the game. We had a couple of people, or we had a full game. We had 10, 11 people sort of across the night. It was good result, just good fun. Etchy didn't lose again, which fucking pissed me off a bit, Corey. And for those that don't know, Etchy is one of these guys at the poker table that no matter what, just raises $5 pre-flop every single time. So, people can think what they want, but I just cheer against that prick every single time, Corey. But it fucking shits me. He hasn't lost one night yet. It just fucking shits me.
And you were gunning for him, and he was down a bit.
I took him from $300 down to 50. Took all the cash off him, and that fucking one of our favorites of you, that fucking Millsy wanker, Corey, Big Dick Millsy, as he likes.
Who he's tuning in right now.
And he's actually got a very nice ceiling, that guy, Corey. If you ever need a fucking cathedral style ceiling, fucking Millsy's your man. He goes, hey, you know what, Etchy? He only had $50. He's going his little puss bets, right? He's like, hey, yeah, here's $100. Here, let's fucking help him out. Next minute, he's fucking up to 600, but then we brought him back down to earth. So
how many straights? You would never seen so many straights in your life.
And look, I might just leave it there, Corey, before I say something I might regret.
Yeah, not too easy. Yeah. Golf chat, obviously, not too much.
Well, not too much, Corey, but I thought we could make a new segment.
Yeah, but just before you go, we might have some golf chat next week because I think the new 2K PGA game comes out on Friday.
Well, fucking, there's $80 of mine gone. Are we getting that on Switch? What are we doing?
Yeah, well, I didn't know it coming out on PC as well, but I'm happy if you're going to get it on Switch.
PC.
I'm happy to get on Switch.
I can get it on PC though, but we might have more members on Switch than
I don't know. I don't know any of our members who play Switch.
Well, when I say members, Corey, I mean, I guess users of consoles. I might even just get it on PS4, to be honest.
Well, I know Lordy said he was getting it on PC. I think I might get on PC. Big Dizzer reckons he'll get on PC.
Well, that is another aspect of Patreon, isn't it? Gaming with elites.
It's a good aspect.
I am not elite at gaming, that's for sure. But I'll tell you who is elite though, Corey. There's one guy that is elite, and his first name's Jack Corey. And how's this for the baggers, Corey? We're wearing blue tonight. We're fucking stacking on, Corey. We're up and about.
Is that your new segment you wanted to bring in? Or?
Oh, well, it just might be Jack Noon's goal of the week every week, Corey, because he fucking seems to kick one every time, the bastard. But fuck me. And you know what, Corey? And this is for all the listeners out there, right? Especially the Essendon fans. And I'm going to stare down the barrel, right? Every call by the umpire in the last minute of play there was fucking factually correct. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Nunes was closest to the ball. The fucking shove was there, Corey. Everything was right, Corey. The Baggers are up and about, mate.
And yeah, now they're out to lose to Gold Coast.
Yeah, they'll get fucking pummeled this week. Don't you worry about it. But Jack Nunes will kick a goal.
Okay. So what's the new segment? I'm confused.
Oh, I don't fucking know, Corey. The new segment might just be some sort of rolling segment where we just, something random.
Okay. No, yeah, don't mind it. Don't mind it. Yeah, it's very tough for me in life at the moment too, Bonfz. Being a Collingwood and an Essendon member, just watching what the umpires both of those teams is disgusting.
Oh, that line, the St Kilda line of -14 was the best line I've seen all year. Honestly, two lines I've loved all year was Hawks +8 against Carlton and fucking Saints -14 on the weekend. Was unreal. Actually, you know what? Gold Coast probably paying like +8 as well. Like because Carlton don't win by more than 5 points in any given week. So if you're slightly worried Carlton might win, get on Gold Coast +8.
I can't believe Gold Coast aren't favourite.
Yeah, and I'll tell you now, it'll probably shift, I reckon. You know why? Because they look dead tired, and they're worried about them backing up 4 days again. Young squad. All that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
they got a +7. They got a +7 I reckon the +7 is a good bet because Carlton don't win by 2 goals, Corey. They only win by under a kick.
Kick after the siren.
Well, kick after the siren. I think they've only won one game in double-digit points this year, and it might have been the Bulldogs on where they won by 40 odd, and everything else was probably under a kick.
Much. Anything else to add, my friend?
Well, no, not really. Well, maybe we can have a punting segment, Corey. How do you like that one? Gamble responsibly.
Punt at the moment, but
no more same game multis.
No, I've fucking had enough. I don't know if you heard, but I had. It's got nothing to do with it. I had Freo -2.5. 1.5 on the weekend. So
-1.5.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! That wouldn't have won even if he.
Nah. Well, if he was kicking it from outside 50, then maybe.
Yeah,
but
you need it out in the full there.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when that kick because I was in a Zoom call with a couple my mates haven't spoken to for a while. So when that ball's kicked inside 50 and it went out in the full, I had no sound on, so I was loving life.
Yeah, I went
And
down the
then-
hallway and punched the front door.
Next minute, I'm watching Jack Nunes take it from, about 40 meters closer. But yeah, just staying off the punt for a little bit. It's last 20 days have been a bit tough. But look, I'll just clear that up because I think a lot of the punters club would be a little bit worried about what's going on here. I'll still have my punters club bet every week. That's for sure.
So you guaranteed one loser a week.
Yeah, so I'll put that in.
shit.
But yeah, what do you want to say? Your best bet of the week?
Well, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do bet of the week or something like that. We'll see how we go. We need to speak
Gamble
to the
responsibly.
headquarters. But
Hey, that's one we forgot to talk about, Bonfz, actually.
Yeah,
Speaking of that, Nitro Nana getting her first win.
No, we're just keeping it under wraps here, Corey. It's she's 151 for the Melbourne Cup later in the year, Corey. 151 to 1, and I may already have 20 on it, Corey. Young greyhound of the trainer, Dylan Boat, he's on it. Now, we were told, Corey, to lay it. Now, this is factually correct, were we not? We were told, amongst our owners here, to lay it. Right, we said, nah, this thing's fucking useless. She can't fucking run. She can't jump. She can't do shit. So we said amongst ourselves, me, you, and
we may have told one of our mates to lay her this week.
the other executive SCE Elites admin Pete. It's us three as the owners, Corey, and we've just said, look, I reckon we got to fucking lay her. We got to stop betting on her. We got to bet against her.
She keeps opening up too short.
She's fucking shocking. And you know what? She was 650 at the start of the race, and I think one of the executives, we won't name names, but they've fucking gone against it. Then she's come up with a win, and none of us are fucking on it at 650.
Couldn't believe it.
Fucking bullshit. It was fucking bullshit. Anyway, it wasn't bullshit because we got the first win under the belt, which means now Corey, that Melbourne Cup, we're fucking coming for it, Corey.
Plenty to fight. Look, if you haven't black booked it. You'd be very disappointed after every race. And we'd love to hear from it. Nitro Nana, for those that don't know. Nitro Nana.
The syndicate name is SC Elites, I believe, too.
That is correct.
Which is great. Well, it helps when,
She'll be running this Friday, Bonfz.
Well, she down at Hillsville again? Loves the Hillsville.
Yeah, down at Hillsville.
Yeah. Is it a 300-metre race? Can we confirm with headquarters? Not confirmed how many metre race, but if it's anything more than 300, then Corey, we may need to have a discussion to lay her again.
Maybe layer.
Yeah, the bet of the week might be lay her fucking next week. Fuck me. That's shocking.
Now, I like it with better. If we are going bet of the week this week, I don't mind fucking Gold Coast at line. And whatever North Melbourne are at the line against Collingwood. Give me a bit of that.
At the line?
Yeah, well, north of 318, 320 to beat the Pies.
Yeah, what's that? 2 goals, 14 points, something like that, if that.
I reckon more.
You reckon more than 14 points?
Yeah, I reckon they'll give us more than 14. Okay, I've looked right now.
I reckon Port Adelaide about to do an absolute number on Hawthorn too. I reckon that might be a 40+ type result. I'm on the NRL. This is probably... We've just had word from the executives here, mate, that Vince McMahon to win the Royal Rumble in 2021 might be paying a good thing.
Line is 16.5 for North Melbourne.
Yeah, not bad. Fuck, it's one of those awkward ones.
We're fucking shit.
Yeah, you know what's been a good bet as well. Anytime you see total match points come to like 130, something like that, fucking take unders every time. I feel like it's always unders. So Dogs Melbourne, the line's 135.
Kane Farrell at $2 every week.
Yeah. The over unders, Melbourne Dogs, 135.5, unders on that, 100%.
Like that could be a high scoring game, but yeah, that's still 70-70, isn't it?
Unders every time, I reckon. And it hits a lot more than overs does. Anyway, gamble responsibly. That's
it. All right, Bonfz. Anything else?
Well, just on behalf of, the fellas behind me, Corey, and a special mention to 2 people out in the community who thought Freo were a fucking chance. I'm waiting on my slabs, me frothies, Corey. I'm waiting on them. They haven't been posted yet. I haven't been contacted by one of them, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for them to be ordered from Dan Murphy's online straight to my door. And I'll take Carlton dries. You know why, Corey? Because when Yoons fucking stuck it in, he plays for Carlton and he stuck it in fucking dry. He fucking hurt them, Corey. He fucking hurt them.
And on that note, on behalf of Bonfz, myself, our patrons at patreon.com/SC Elites, and Brett for showing up yet again to another podcast. Just quietly, I texted him today. You available for a pod? Oh, I'm at work. Yeah, what about tonight at 8 o'clock? No reply. He's just a piece of shit.
An
So,
official word, Corey, coming through. He's just text one of the executives here, Dylan Bain, who's a different executive to the one we were talking about before. Yep, no, can confirm, Corey. Just texted in to play COD at the moment, so he is home and available.
It's just a piece of shit. All right, elitist. Peace out. Thank you for listening / watching.